vodka, 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 vodka. That's like, what you got back there? What's that?
All the
oh shit! That the games?
Yep, my small Rainbow Six.
Name them off for us, please. What do you got?
So everyone, since I don't have Without Remorse, I do have the Rainbow Six novel here.
Okay.
Not a first edition, so don't don't army, don't come at me. Rainbow Six Lockdown.
Right.
Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and 2.
Vegas.
And then Siege.
Okay.
So.
All right. That's a pretty awesome collection there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish that Patriots came out, but we still don't know why Patriots never came out.
I saw a video on that it looked like it was coming to fruition, and then
I
was like, what the hell happened to that video game?
And then they canceled it, and then made Siege, and not disappointed, just more or less wanted a new story.
Is Siege PC only?
PS4, Xbox.
Siege? Is that the name of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rainbow Six Siege. That's basically.
Oh wow.
So
shows you it's been a while since I've kind of been out of the loop of the Rainbow Six games.
All good.
Do you play? What's the popular one that's right now?
It's definitely Siege right now.
What about the Division? Isn't that a popular game?
The Division still has some slight bugs. I love playing it. Me and my friend Nicole love playing it so much that we just end up like wondering what else is going to come for it. And the fact that they keep pushing more content on it.
Right.
Like, okay, hunt these people, but the only downside is it's like you're doing the missions in Washington. Next you're doing the missions in New York from the original game, but at the same time, it's not enough. Like they released the DLC
or something.
Not extended, more of a add-on for a crossover event with Resident Evil at the time, and you would think they're adding zombies to this but no, it was just like, here, more skins, and it's just
the usual.
Yeah.
Well, that's the gaming universe. We're going to talk about the movie verse now. Yep. Now, is this considered the Clancy verse, or is this the Ryan verse? What are we doing here?
So, the fact that you asked that, so that's the interesting part of this, and so for those
I guess Clancy verse?
It is the Clancy verse whereas the Ryan verse actually does introduce John Clark, and we've gotten a lot of the Jack Ryan character in the Hunt for Red October with Alec Baldwin. Right. We got
Patriot
Harrison
Games.
Ford, Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck was Jack Ryan in Some of Fears.
Right. And then we had the one nobody really remembers is the Chris Pine one.
The Chris Pine one.
Was it, that was the prequel, right? That was like him becoming an agent kind of thing?
Becoming an agent, and just almost like a reboot of the whole thing. And then we got the whole series, the 2-season series, which they're working on a third season.
Which I heard good things. Have you seen it? I have not seen it.
I watched the first episode, and I just couldn't get back into it because everything else was just like,
you're busy. Yeah.
I'm busy, but mostly I want to get back into it because in my own head, I'm like, I want to see how this actually introduces certain characters. Whereas here, as we're talking about John Clark, or John Kelly as he's originally known, he actually is introduced in Clear and Present Danger in the Harrison Ford movie, played by Willem Dafoe.
Now, see, this is where we're gonna get. Okay, hold on. Hi, hello. Hi, all of you watching right now.
No, sorry. We just went right into it.
We didn't forget about you. We didn't accidentally not click live. We know we're live. We just, we're knuckleheads. Me and Kyle are knuckleheads. We like to have fun. Movie Dojo Army is here to represent. We are talking Without Remorse. We're going to do a spoiler review discussion, and we'll give our rating of the film at the end there. But we'd like to thank all you badasses for tuning in, watching us.
Thank you all.
That's right, martial artist, stuntman, filmmaker, Kyle Wong in the house. You know who he is. That's right.
Much thanks to Samurai Guy for bringing me.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you're always welcome. It's your second home, man. So I tell people there's a second home for guests here. We got Kevin Lambert in the house. Dojo Army is at the ready. Jake Hall, John Martinez, I Love Food, Mr. King Palma, Nigel in the house, Alan, that's right, Evelina, love the name. I can dig it. Orlando and San Antonian is in the house. Everyone's kind of saying the movie's average. So we'll get to that in a minute here. All right, Mr. King Palma, thanks for the dono. He says, I saw the movie. Nice. It was okay. From a 1 to a 10, I would give it a 6, but I also couldn't see barely nothing because the movie was so dark. And I have a 4K. I don't know about you guys. All right. Did you have that issue?
I did not have that issue because, my TV is 4K also. And
it was a dark movie, though. Mm-hmm. I could see, but I could see if other people's settings, maybe it was a little darker. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a dark film, though. Like it was a really dark movie though.
Yeah,
but it wasn't Alien versus Predator Requiem.
Oh God, no, fuck no, God.
Where you're just like, well, I feel sorry for all the people who put in the hard work for the practical effects creatures. I feel sorry for them. You're not going to see it. But yeah, that's another review for another day. But we're here to talk about Without Remorse. Now, here's the thing. It's been so long, so this is going to be an interesting review discussion today because we have two different perspectives coming together to talk about the movie. So you have one perspective, me, who I am not, educated in the lore. I'm just a casual going into this, right? And then you have Kyle on this side, who knows his shit, who knows about the lore, played the games, the book. He knows about the lore, like way more than I do. So see his perspective to the movie. So this is going to be interesting. That's why I wanted to do this with you. I was like, well, I'm going to review it just because it's me and I want to review films. But somebody who knows about the lore, let's see what he has to say. So give me 1 second here.
No problem.
Hold on 1 second. All right. Sweet. Okay, I just had to check some things here. So I enjoy Hunt for Red October. I enjoyed Patriot Games, Clear and Present Danger. That's as far as I got, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I didn't go any farther than that.
I don't blame you because Some of All Fear was forgettable and as forgettable as Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit.
But I've had recently, not recently, but maybe like a year ago, I've had several people at my job like, dude, you gotta watch Jack Ryan. The show's dope. Like the show's really good. I was like, okay, if I ever get around to it, sure. Obviously, a year has gone by and I haven't gotten around to it. But it's Kyle, you're gonna have to sell it to me a little bit later when we're off stream here.
Well, all I could say is I only watched one episode and I still need to watch the rest of the show. And I was actually discussing with my friend Jamie about this last night.
You got a good vibe about it, maybe.
Well, it wasn't even just that.
Okay.
It was more or less how I said I watched this film, and he goes, How was it? And I just went, I don't know. Here's the thing. And now that I'm talking about this film, he asked me, would have it been better as a series? And I said, and that's where I got stumped. And I said that it wouldn't, I don't want to say it wouldn't work as a series because you would need to, just like how Claire in Present Danger introduced Willem Dafoe as John Clark, you would know right after that he actually becomes the director of Rainbow Six. So that film was the setup to actually introduce him to Ding Chavez, who would be his son-in-law later on in the lore. And then they would make and recruit everyone that they needed for the team Rainbow Six. Right. And then I can't remember what happens in the Sum of All Fears, but basically John Clark is just there to find information on Russian spies. And then in the series, there is speculation that one character might be John Clark.
Okay. So well, if they're smart and they want fan service, they'll bring him in at some point, Just cast somebody badass, Don't cast somebody, some jobber.
And that's the thing about this whole thing between Jack Ryan and John Clark is basically Jack Ryan is a CIA analyst who becomes a field operative. And that the fact that they're doing that through the series, that makes sense. They did that with the first Hunt for Red October and then right into the two Harrison Ford movies.
Right.
And you just see that progression and understand that that's Jack Ryan. Here in the series, they're showing that progression throughout however many episodes. And then when you have someone like John Clark, he always had his little bits of cameos in each of the novels. Right. And you hear him as being this badass former Navy SEALs. And then we finally get to Without Remorse, which was set during the 70s, and he lost his first wife to a car accident, and then he meets Pam, which is the wife we know in the film.
Right.
But so this is where the series or the novel could not be adapted right now because
it was set in the 70s.
It was set in the 70s during the Vietnam War, I believe. But not only that, it is basically Rambo: The Last Blood.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Basically, like, his wife was part of a stable of prostitution ring and drug ring and of a cartel, and then they kill her and then leave him for dead, and then he goes on his revenge mission. Then then randomly he would get called to like retrieve this person, and then basically comes back, and then it literally ends like how the film ends in a way. And I just went, okay, I can see why they updated it, and that's what we're here to talk about now. Is like, why does this work as an update, and how does it work now in a sense?
Okay, good. Well, I'll let you go through all that since you have the knowledge of the lore. But as a casual, here we go. So again, I saw the original movies, and you know how long ago that was, man. Like, I haven't seen those movies in years, right? Yeah, it's been so long. I think the last time I saw Clear and Present Danger was in the theater. Yeah. Okay, that's a long fucking time ago. Okay, I remember you had to remind me when we kind of briefly spoke that William Dafoe was John Clark in that movie, and I was like, oh my God, like I totally forgot because it's been years, right? Like it's been years. And again, I played the first 3 Splinter Cell games. I played the Advanced Warfighter games. I played some of the Rainbow Six games. I played them as games, but you know how long ago that shit was? Right. So I don't remember the story and plots or anything like that. So I'm kind of detached. So I'm kind of a newbie coming in here. I'm just viewing this as like, okay, did Samurai enjoy this as an action thriller? Did it deliver? That's the only thing I'm looking out for. So you bring your aspect over here. So chat, we're getting ready to get into it Without Remorse. Thanks for everyone for hanging out with us today. And let's see here. All right, let's do this. All right, Without Remorse, directed by Stefano Sollima. Starring Michael G. Borden. Michael G. Borden. Did you know Michael G. Borden was in this?
Definitely much more talented than Michael B. Jordan.
Michael G. Borden. How many people have done that in life? Have reversed the letters? Come on, Kyle. Don't leave me hanging, man.
John Travolta. John Travolta has done it.
Oh, man. Come on. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson said cone fold. All right? He didn't say stone cold. He said cone fold. Come on. Everybody does it once in a while. God damn it.
I know, but John Travolta had it televised, so.
All right. So see, this is what happens. You come here, y'all. I'm real. I make fun of myself. Fuck it. We have fun here. All right, so back to it here. So the movie stars Michael G. Borden and Jodie Turner-Smith, Jamie Bell, fellow Fan Four Stick alumni. That's right. Did you guys forget about that? They actually made the movie together. Yeah. For the everyone's favorite Fantastic Four film, they were together in that. And Guy Pearce is also in this, and many others. But pretty solid cast here. All right, so Without Remorse. All right, let's go ahead and see. Everyone's laughing. Hey, you're here for fun. All right, I got to make fun of myself, right? Fuck it.
Everyone's got to have fun on this.
That's right. Michael G. Borden, son. Woo! Knowing my luck, I'll get him on the podcast one day, and I'll say his name like that. That's going to happen. Hey, it's an honor to have Michael. Look, I said it right now. Look, I just tried to botch it, and I said it right. Jesus. It's fun. All right. So the movie, I enjoyed, the positives for me about this film. Again, this is spoiler talk to you guys that are watching. I enjoyed the tactical action shootouts. I enjoyed all that stuff. Something is wrong with the movie, and I need you to help me with it. That's why I wanted to bring you in with this discussion. Because it checks all of the boxes. When you look at it from a casual, which is me looking at it right here, it checks all the boxes. You have a likable lead. who puts on a solid performance, puts on a good performance. You have a very solid, co-starring cast,
Yes.
right? Their performances are very well done. The movie looks great. Cinematography for it's good. It looks like like a movie has some budget to it. The soundtrack's fine. The soundtrack's kind of solid. It's not like great. It's not memorable, but it serves its purpose. And the tactical action shootout set pieces, I did enjoy when they were there.
And I tried to find any flaw in it, but I realized nope, that's how Navy SEALs and how tactical they would approach it in certain ways, unless an actual Navy SEAL says nope, we would have done it this way and this way. I'll be like, no offense to Navy SEALs, but that's how most, like you said, casual audiences would see it as tactical as possible. But then, unless an actual Navy SEAL or Army Ranger and everyone else says, this is how we approach it, I said, okay, respect to that. But
yeah, so it checks all of the boxes that should deliver.
Yes.
Big time, and make me go,
this is nice. This is awesome, right? And then
Kyle, without remorse, son, without remorse. Watch it right now. So it has all the boxes there to make me do that. However, I did not do that. Something was missing. I need you to help me. Help me here. I'll just get off the bat right now. I did enjoy this film. I found it to be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I do not love it. I don't love it. I don't think it's an amazing action thriller.
Yes.
I wasn't like, oh my God, without remorse. But for a sit down, good old-fashioned time waster movie. Hey, what's the newest movie that's out? Sure, I'll watch it.
Yeah.
That was all right. That was my takeaway.
Yeah.
That was all right. I enjoyed that. It was entertaining. But it doesn't mean I love the movie.
No.
But at the end of the day, I've been trying to think, what is holding this movie back?
Exactly.
What is keeping this movie back? What is keeping this movie from being amazing? I'm just going to throw it out there, and you give your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it needed more action. Maybe more action. I'm just throwing. I'm thinking. No. I'm just thinking. For me? I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe it needed more action. I think half of the movie, and I know it's kind of a prequel that's setting up a franchise. Yeah. I know that's what this is.
Yes.
But the thing is I kind of feel like as soon as the movie got started, it ended.
And that's really,
and I think I think that's my problem with it. It's like, I'm like, oh shit, we go, all right, he's defending this, he's fighting against this, he's fucked up guys, Pierce, the credits are rolling. Okay. And I think that's my problem with it.
And honestly, it's exactly how I felt too, because remember you messaged me yesterday saying, so how is it? And I just went,
yeah.
And I didn't say I did not like it. I did not hate it.
Yeah.
I just went, I have no actual words for it, because it's again, so this is nothing against Michael B. Jordan. He is a phenomenal actor. He knows how to lead a film. The woman, Jodie Turner-Smith, plays Karen Greer, his superior.
Right.
She really showed that she cared as being a commander of her troop.
Right.
And then basically what happens is I think it's not mostly just action we needed more. It was mostly the tension and buildup that we needed, because really this whole film threw at us so much about this is supposed to be about his revenge, and then it's supposed to be about catching this one guy that invaded his home and trying to start pretty much a war between
Victor.
both states.
Right.
Yeah, Victor trying to start this, but at the same time, you find out in the end that it's just I don't want to say it like this,
higher
but
power,
a higher power, but also patriotism of proving what patriotism really leads to. And I thought in my head, okay, this is really where you threw out so much at this right now.
Okay.
Yes, both men, Victor and John, are doing this on behalf of US and Russia, but at the same time, this should not been at this part right now. If they were setting up a franchise, this should have just been a small little catalyst to lead to the next film, because that's the problem with some of these films was they're banking too much on building a franchise.
I think you're onto something there. And it's like literally, okay, we're setting up the revenge. Now, a lot of people said about this movie, oh, it's just, you've seen it, same thing, nothing new. You've seen this before. It's cliche revenge movie, right? But I'm okay with that though. Like, how many martial arts movies are about revenge?
Exactly. And,
you're like, I'm okay with that, but as long as it's entertaining, I'll keep coming back, right?
Because we would need some. Every revenge film has something different every time. Like, for example, Upgrade. Yeah. Upgrade had the same approach, but then next thing you know, it's like guy gets a chip in him, and he goes from a paraplegic to a fucking massive killer, and the ending is beautiful. But
so for you, the action's fine. It's the character development was lacking.
Character development along with the story, because like you said, we know what the story is. It's just that tension does not build at all in this film, to the point where, yes, we're seeing these interesting set pieces of like, oh, wait, no, there's this, and the fact that what's interesting about like Rainbow Six, and I understand why Rainbow Six took a long time because to actually be made or written, is the fact that there's 4 sub stories. There's the main story, and then the other 3.
I'm sorry, I gotta highlight this.
All good. It's better than Mortal Kombat. The movie was horrible as a fan. I was so disappointed.
Okay, that just made me laugh.
All good. Like, that's actually very funny. And that's the other thing. Like, having an adaptation is just like everyone expects so much in an adaptation too. Yeah. Yeah. And I remember you were discussing with me of like, everyone was just saying that John Clark should have been played by this guy, and we even stated that if we had a choice, and I hate to use,
because he's supposed to, the way you've described the character to me, he's supposed to be an older grizzly veteran, right?
Like
not a
Liam
young
Neeson.
Guy, like some Liam Neeson type, or maybe Idris Elba,
older, anyone that shows like there's like he's been through shit, whereas this is nothing wrong with how they ended it in the film. But the fact was, when I saw that mid-credit scene when
he's hanging out with Jamie Bell, who's the now promoted to director.
Yeah, director. Yeah. And I just like, oh, they're going with this look. So basically, to look older, just put on glasses. I look older now. 1 year later, I just went, are you serious? And
Jamie Bell's gonna. Are you talking about
Michael B. Jordan?
G. Borden. You talking about G. Borden?
G. Borden. Like just having the glasses there, and then when he says, "I want to build," like literally telling the whole audience too, which
rainbow, son, rainbow.
Yeah. And I want to introduce all this, and I'm going,
what? Why rainbow? It's personal.
Yeah, and I just thought in my head going, okay. And originally, again, my original thought was they were going to do this whole film to have him be leading, like actually be the foot soldier in the Rainbow team. But the fact that they made him the director of it, or him asking to lead it and being the director of it, I was like, okay, you did that semi-right. It's just...
Yeah.
I did not... the sad part is it did not make me care at all.
I think that's what I'm looking for. Because remember, I'm like, maybe Kyle can help me.
Yeah.
Because it checks all the boxes to be a really great thriller. Mm-hmm. And even though I thought it was a very solid, entertaining movie, I didn't love it. Something kept me from loving it. And of course, no more action with me. You know, a samurai. Exactly. You know me, I like that. But I think that's what it is. It's like when he does the whole rainbow, right?
Yeah.
We casual and maybe fan of the lore should be going, wow!
Yes,
what's rainbow, son? What? You know, so
we're
it's just like
start to have Rainbow Six finally.
Yeah,
and then...
it's kind of like, oh, that happened. Okay, well, back to the credits. I think that's it. The movie sets up the revenge plot where I'm all in. I'm like, okay, fuck it. I love revenge films, even though they're done to death. I don't care. I love it. Mm-hmm. I'm all in. His rehabilitation was like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It was literally like 2 scenes, and he was perfectly fine after that. I was like,
exactly.
It would have been cool to see him struggle, right? That would have been cooler to root for him. You know what I mean? If we saw that. And then, literally, one mission. They go on one mission, and then the movie's over. Yeah. I think that's what it is. For me, that kept it from being great. It's like, especially, as soon as it gets started, we're done.
Especially when you're supposed to have, like the whole film starts off with him with his team, his former team, and you barely notice anyone in the team.
Right. Choice has another. Getting somebody on the screen was fake. You know what? I didn't notice the scream either. There you go.
No, I did. I did. It was and it was.
I forgot about it.
It was like this guy was going out to take out the garbage, and then he gets run over, and then they hear his daughter scream, and it was like the
that part. Okay. Yeah. I like that run over scene though.
Yeah.
That was dope. That was done really well. I
actually thought he was gonna get blown up. Honestly, I was like, okay, is it gonna be a blow up? Gets run over. I was like, okay, that's interesting. And then
scream, I forgot about the scream now.
and then the fact that
Bruce Leeds is in the house. What's going on, Bruce? Check it out, brother. Check it out. Yeah. Like, if you got Amazon Prime, you can watch it for free. By all means, check it out. It's a very solid, entertaining thriller. It's just not amazing. Okay, but you may love it, and that that's all that matters at the end of the day, as long as you're entertained by it. So you want to get into the movie here. So we got this opening scene. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed that. Tactical, going in, doing their thing, being badasses as you do, and already he's got beef with Jamie Bell's character. What's his character's name?
Robert Ritter, which has been a mainstay character that throughout like the whole Tom Clancy universe, especially being a CIA
Ritter,
CIA liaison for Jack Ryan and John Clark, so that way they're protected. And the effect was like, okay, I remember watching the opening scene, and I was like, okay, we're starting off in water, and it looks like you would think it looks like in an ocean somewhere, and then it pulls back to show that they're in this little like warehouse that they're gonna take someone. And then it hit me, this film was supposed to be in theaters, but it looked like a TV movie.
Oh, it was supposed to go to theaters.
Yeah, originally it was supposed to be in theaters. Last year it was supposed to be in theaters, and then when Amazon said we'll release on Amazon because we have Jack Ryan, might as well.
Right. Plus, get people to get Amazon Prime, right? Exactly. Hey, we want to see the new Michael, G. Borden movie.
Yes.
We want to keep up with it. But there's already friction between him and Ritter because Ritter's not telling him everything.
Exactly.
And they go in, and he's like, "Hey, this is Russian. What did he say? This is
Russian army."
And Ritter said they were supposed to be
like another just random KGB agents or something else.
Yeah, and Armenian or something. I forgot what it was, but
just to divert everything, and the fact that Ritter just shows like he doesn't really care about who's working with him. Just get the fucking job done, and then they would go off.
Right.
And then you have Greer, the commanding officer, literally get trapped, and then showing that Borden doesn't. Now I'm doing it. Borden does.
I've jinxed you, my friend.
Borden sacrificing to save his commanding officer, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. You're setting up the whole kind of team, but we don't get to really know who the team is. We just know Greer, Ritter, and Clark. That's it. Whereas the other guys, we rarely got any scenes with them. The only one scene is literally I really dislike.
Hey, how's it going? That was it.
Not even that. Just the scenes where there's at least in John Wick it makes sense because they were building up who John Wick is.
Yeah.
Here it's Ritter's just oh, who are you supposed to be? And then the other teammates are oh, he's just a badass. I'm going. I literally closed my eyes and just went ow. That
because Kyle. anyway, I enjoyed. I like scenes like that where they're just getting murked. You know, the teams, the Russians are like, oh, all right. You're gonna kill one of ours. We're coming after you. Of course, it was all a huge plan, right?
Yes.
Let's kill let's have you kill one of ours. Let's kill one of yours.
Yes.
But let's have the one Russian soldier will sacrifice his life and he'll stay behind.
Yes.
And that will trigger Americans to go over to Russia.
Russia.
They'll die over there, leaving American soils on Americans, on their soil.
Yes.
And then, we can have a war here. So it was all a plan by the higher ups.
Higher ups.
That's all what this is. But I did enjoy, despite the horrible scream in the background by the daughter, I enjoyed the dude getting run over. I thought that was really well done, and the guy who got shot out of the van.
Yeah.
More of that. Kind of reminded me a little bit of a Lethal Weapon 2. The cops started getting fucked up.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
And that's where I was like, okay, it should have been engaging, but at the same time, it's like we should have gotten to know some of the other team members, and when they went after Borden and his wife, I was like, okay, let's actually have that. And then when they actually like go up to their room and shoot her, I was just like, I don't know if it was a cinematography in a sense or just the lack of like you should feel something for the fact that they just outright kill her. Like I understand that in a realistic sense that this is what their job is.
Right.
But here they just like there's no build up to it. It just
right. You're dead. Next scene, he's dead.
Yeah.
And I see what you're saying. And you don't even know their names.
No,
don't even know spend time with them at least a little bit.
Yeah, and especially with the wife, like this is like something that Borden and his wife were like literally together, and you spend all their time together, and then when she says, just don't stay up listening to music, and then hard cuts to him actually listening to music later at night. But when when the Russians are infiltrating his house, you want to see like the fact that they're ready to do this, like the Russians are ready to do this, and then like just have that one moment of like maybe she'll wake up or something like that. But nope, she's just fast asleep, and then shot her dead. Shoot the one guy that's supposed to be the sacrifice, and then Michael B. Jordan just gets up the stairs and he's shooting everyone. And I will say for the fact, finally, compared to nobody,
well, that's different type of action.
Well, it's not even just that. It's like the side fact that you're in a house and you have gunshots going off. Why isn't anyone running down the stairs? This movie did it right, surprisingly. Where they heard the gunshots are running down the stairs, like, finally. Like, you just don't stay there. Like, yes, you could check the corners and everything else, but come on, just rush down. Yeah. Maybe this guy is not as trained, but at the same time, he is. Yeah. But somehow they got the shots off. And
but I enjoyed the again the performance from Michael was good. It was very well done, but I like that scene where it was kind of realistic in a way. He got damaged too. Mm-hmm. He got damaged too, and he was just on the ground. He couldn't even move. And he couldn't even go in there to save his wife, but it was too late by that time already. But he saw for a second because the flashlight that he dropped. Kind of pointed perfectly at the Victor's face, and so he at least saw him before Victor got away.
Exactly,
and then we have our 5-second rehabilitation scene, which this needed to be longer instead of just I got out of bed, I'm stretching, and I'm good.
Because you got a punctured lung, and also if you got shot on the shoulder, that shit is gonna fuck you up hard for however long. But on top of that, these two things happened in the film, and I was like, it doesn't belong in the film. I understand that they're trying to create that emotional connection.
Yeah.
But the scene where he's about to wake up again after being shot, and then he's with his wife.
Yeah.
In the park, and then next thing you know, it goes all dark, and she gets torn away. I'm like,
when she gets sucked into the void, you mean?
Yeah, I'm just like, this is not needed. You're supposed to make this is the thing. This is supposed to be a realistic approach of like counterterrorism and everything else. And I'm like,
unless he's having a nightmare. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is, right?
But
maybe the rest of the movie if it had that tone where he would have these crazy nightmares, maybe about losing his wife or something, or failing, kind of like the old Max Payne video games. Remember, he would have those dream levels,
exactly,
where he would like hear his family crying in the background. He's trying to get to them. I don't know. I guess that's what they were doing, but they only did it once.
They only did it once, and then
so it was like, okay.
But also, like, him, like, joining her literally at the end, right when he's, like, in that car with Guy Pearce, and I was like, okay, we're doing this again.
Yeah.
Because it stuff like that, I understand you're trying to have acceptance and also trying to get over grief, scenes like that, but it's not easy, especially when you're doing something, when you're adding something like something supernatural like that in a film that has a realistic approach. It just doesn't work. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Because well, like it didn't work because it was one and done.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe, okay, let's let the action be realistic and tactical, but let's have his images in his brain be like, whoa, because we don't know what's in people's brains. But they only had that scene like that once. Like maybe if they had a few more of those nightmare type scenes or whatever. But yeah, it would have been nice to see him struggle and be in pain a little bit more, as well as going through the tragedy of losing your loved one. You want to feel the pain of the hero, but it was like, no, he's better in 5 minutes. Okay.
He's better in 5 minutes, and then next thing you know, like his Greer telling him that what Guy Pearce and Ritter tells her, like, yeah, these are the people involved, and then she actually gives him all the files for that.
Yeah, I can go to jail for this, but here you go.
and he ends up going to jail. But I appreciate how smart he actually approached it in a way of just like, yeah, all right, I'm just gonna drink, piss on my clothes, and be a vagrant. And then I was like, okay, that's kind of
when he was trying to get information and stuff like that, or trying to sneak over to the building to where the individual who will know who the fourth man is, the fourth killer in his house. That's why he went over there. But yeah, it was kind of funny. Put alcohol all over his body, and he's like being all like a drunk. That was kind of fun. Him going over there to do that, to see where there's the guy. I know where to go and follow him now. But before that, though, I Guy Pearce. Okay, I like Guy Pearce as an actor.
Yes,
I do. But he's played so many bad guys.
Yes.
It was like, he's the villain at the end? Oh, no. I didn't see that coming. It's like, come on.
I just wanted him to go full Iron Man 3. I am the Mandarin at the end. I was just like, yep, we knew that. We totally knew that.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that. If he did that in this movie, this would have made it the greatest movie ever made.
Right?
Oh my God, dude. John Clark's in the MCU crossover film. John Clark teams up with Falcon and Winter Soldier. Oh my God.
Well, that's the thing. Since what's it called? Since Marvel bought 20th Century Fox Marvel movies, it might happen.
There you go. John Clark teams up with Frank Castle. He hires Frank Castle for a special mission. The Punisher. But yeah, they kind of put it on wraps. They're like, yeah, we can't do this. The higher ups are like, look, these are Russians. This is not good. We need to just let it go. There's going to be no investigation about your wife dying. Sorry. Yeah. Then he goes after the gentleman here. Now, what did you think of this scene here? To get the information of the fourth man, Victor. What did you think of this?
Like, his commanding officer Greer did point it out that he is acting reckless, and I agree how he approached being reckless about it, like causing a car crash and then lighting the car on fire. Like, yes, that's visually nice, but at the same time, like, you could have actually taken the guy and interrogated him, like, somewhere in the corner, somewhere, like,
or just got in the car, shot the guy in the front like he did. And then just pull the gun on him. He didn't have to do the fire thing. But
no, didn't have to do the fire thing at all.
Where's the alternate ending where the guy just says, "No, I'm not telling you anything," and then the car blows up?
Yeah.
The end.
The end. Cut to credits. That would be it. Like, that car should have exploded like right away, but no, they just
It's movie. It's fine.
It's movie, and yes, I understand they just tried to build like this weird kind of not even weird. They really tried to build this type of tension.
Yeah.
That if you don't tell me this information, we're gonna die together. But even then, it
would have been cool though if he shot him not in a place to where he was going to eventually die.
Exactly.
Like it would have been cool if he shot him in the leg or both his legs, both his arms. And then torture the guy to tell the information.
Exactly.
But he shot him to where he's like, yeah, I punctured your lung, you're going to die. If I was the guy, I would have been like, well, fuck you, I'm not telling you shit.
Exactly. So there's like so many like approaches that he could have done this, but at the same time, like this movie played it too safe and too like to the point of like we're not getting the tension anymore.
But no, you're right. But here's the thing. If he's a loose cannon like this, the whole fucking movie should have been this way.
Exactly.
He should have been a loose cannon for the rest of the movie and just been like nuts.
Exactly.
Like, I'm doing things my way. I'm not going by the book. Fuck you. Exactly. And I'm going extreme for the rest of the movie.
And that's where I started thinking about also like the fact, how is he supposed to lead a team, especially team of Rainbow, when his commanding officer is right there too? Even though it's like when I know I'm getting ahead again, but
that's fine.
When he joins them to go find Victor, and they're right there, they're like ready to like do this one thing, and then he just goes off and then finds them, and I'm just like, that was so like it was just very.
But you were right though. Like the Greer, that's a superior, right?
Yeah.
She told Guy Pearce, no. He's not ready to lead the team. What are you doing? And Guy Pearce is like, no, he's good. But Guy Pearce had an agenda because he's the Mandarin.
The Mandarin, and he wanted they were gonna get someone to actually die on a U.S. soldier to die on a Russian soil, and the fact that they were going to use him as a scapegoat, and the fact is, there's no satisfaction when we're building up to it, and then next thing I'm like, when we finally get to Victor, and he just switches off his Russian accent, and he just says, I'm part CIA also, and then he just shows a bomb. I'm like, I just sat there watching the movie, go like, I'm not even impressed that you have a bomb on you. Just fucking do it, dude. Just do it in this film, because your whole and that's where it wasn't that I mentally checked out. And again, everybody, yes, I should turn my brain off during a movie. I could not with this one.
It's fine. Well, like I said, you have the history of the lore. You know the lore, and you're a filmmaker yourself. So it's like, it's like some things you can't turn your brain off.
It was that, but mostly it was just more or less like I could not. That's why I can't say I didn't hate it or love it or I did not like it. It was just
it's right there in the middle for you.
Yeah, I just could not enjoy it because I just could not sit back and just be right there going like, okay, we've seen all this, we know all this, but it's exactly all the tension building and all the suspense is not there. The term action thriller should be. You should have some suspense. You should have some tension building.
We had the opening here. We had the start. Yes. This was the start. This was the start of, oh shit, it's about to go down.
Mm-hmm.
And he just kind of just rode along with, did everything by the book.
Yeah, exactly.
Really. But not before we get to him going on the mission with the team. I forget about the for what he did finding the information with this guy. Okay. Obviously, he gets arrested and he gets put in prison.
Yeah, he gets arrested and then basically...
I enjoyed his attempt at a prison break.
Yeah.
I liked that scene. That was a good fight. But I like how he turned on the faucet in his little jail cell and put water on the ground because he knew they were going to come in and fuck with him. And then he put water on himself and he wrapped up his hand.
And I thought about that.
More of that.
Exactly.
We need more of that.
Showing him actually trying to be different about it, and especially when he tells one of the guards after he has one of them in a chokehold, you better get who I need to talk to, or I'll fucking break his neck. I
was like, all right. Yeah. I was on board there. I was like, okay.
Yeah. And then someone finally comes in and he's just like, I don't trust you yet. And he's like, Greer sent us. And I was like, oh, okay. All right. And then he just walks out. And I thought in my head going, man.
Give me the cell phone. All right.
Yeah. And just everything in that build up, okay, we got this. And then they just go right away to meet up with Ritter, Guy Pearce, Greer. And
so it kind of sounds like one of your issues with this film, because since you know the source material, is that you kind of feel like it was rushed.
It does feel like that. There's like moments that there's events because the scenes of just being scenes.
Yeah.
They're just there and they don't push anything forward.
Right.
Because here it's like the main source is John Clark should be looking for Victor, and yet all these scenes are just like, these are just cool scenes.
Gotcha.
And I don't want to say this because like the director directed Sicario 2.
Okay. I have not seen that yet. I've only seen the amazing first one, which was
the first one. Yeah, the first one. And the writer Taylor Sheridan wrote this film, wrote both Sicario, wrote Wind River and directed Wind River, wrote Hell and High Water, and
oh my goodness,
wrote both Sicario films. I dislike the second Sicario film because it wasn't needed.
Okay.
But this guy knows his shit.
Yeah.
But for him to, I don't know.
He did this movie.
He wrote this film.
Oh, wow.
And the same director of Sicario 2 wrote this, directed this film. And I'm thinking in my head, like, is it the production studio or is it whatever they did? And I found out also that this director is actually doing Call of Duty, the movie. I'm going, you know what, whatever. I was just like, you know what, I want to get into Call of Duty. I don't know if they're going to do the Modern Warfare.
I'm actually stunned after all these years, as old as this franchise is. I'm actually completely, utterly stunned there was not a Call of Duty movie already.
Exactly.
I'm surprised that did not happen. I'm surprised it took this long to do. You know, like, but they had a bootleg one. Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember that bootleg one that came out?
Yeah.
It was starring real soldiers. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the name of that
12
movie?
Strong? 12 Strong?
No, not 12 Strong. This was like way before that. Oh man, it's gonna kill me. It's gonna bother me. It starred real soldiers that was firing real ammo, and that was like the selling point. But the problem though is that they're real soldiers, they're real badasses, but they're not actors. So the acting was atrocious.
Yeah.
I am a soldier, and I soldier. Like it was like terrible, you know.
Yeah.
But there was a moment in that movie. This came out right around when the Call of Duty thing exploded.
Yeah.
But there was a moment in that movie where it was kind of a first-person view.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, they're capitalizing on the games, even though technically it's not official Call of Duty movie. That's going to bother me. Chat, help me out. What movie am I talking about?
Someone thinks it might have been Act of Valor.
Yes, Act of Valor. I am a soldier. Like that's the acting so bad because they're real badasses. They're not actors.
No, they're not actors. It's like, yeah, let's go into the actual battle, and the camera crew is like, oh shit. But
Act of Valor, yeah. But yeah, I'm surprised it took this long. And how many times has the Splinter Cell movie been canceled? Been announced?
So many times, which is interesting too. This is the interesting fact. So, Splinter Cell is supposed to have Tom Hardy as a.
Really? As the lead?
Yeah, as the lead. He was he was supposed to play Splinter Cell, but I just reread who was supposed to be casted in Without Remorse before Michael B. Jordan, and it was supposed to be Tom Hardy in that, too, as John Clark. And I was like,
oh, shit.
So it's kind of interesting how, which I'm surprised, actually, I'm not surprised that Ubisoft did not try and do this because this is not an actual video game adaptation. This is supposed to be a novel adaptation, but also taking the original source material and just trying to reboot it in a sense of today, modernize it, which again, that's what they did with the Jack Ryan series. Here, it's like they tried it,
right,
but it would have kind of worked, which is why I said like there might be that one character. They state that he might be John Clark in the series, and then probably shoot for the fact that okay, this is how he is, because John Clark is supposed to be the opposite of Jack Ryan.
Okay.
Like, because Jack Ryan is supposed to be more of like an analyst, but also like a logistical kind of guy.
Whereas, so is John Clark more shoot first, ask questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Okay.
So he's supposed to be more of the foot soldier, and yet the fact is both of them still work together, and they work together in Clear and Present Danger, and then I think in another book, and then
did Clear and Present Danger not do well? I think it would have been kind of fun to see a movie with Defoe.
It did do very, very well as like the last film, but they could not pick up the fact that they've been trying since like '94 to
that would be fun to see Defoe.
Yeah, to actually like adapt this story.
Yeah.
And because, like I said, to see a Without Remorse film, it would be like Rambo 5. That's the thing. It would have been like Rambo 5.
Right.
Because minus the Kali Ma shit, the fucking Kali Ma.
I loved it. God damn it!
All I can say is that moment where he shoots 4 arrows in his shoulders.
Yes.
And I was in the theater. My friend and I are just watch it, and then he just drags the knife out and he pulls out his heart. I laughed hard.
Come on, I know it's great. It's entertaining. It's hilarious. Come on.
It was entertaining, but ridiculous at the same time.
Yeah, we were there for ridiculously.
And all I wanted was him
Kalima
Shakti.
Kalima Shakti Day. Om Nam Sibai. Om Nam Sibai. Om Nam Sibai. Om Nam Sibai.
Exactly. So it would have been perfect.
The younglings right now are going, what the fuck are we talking about? Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. Watch it. It's a great movie. But Kalima. But that's the thing. You remember that Kalima.
Exactly.
Right? You're not going to remember anything after watching this movie. Even though I was entertained. I was entertained by it. I didn't. It's so forgettable, man.
Exactly. And
it's so forgettable.
And that's why I think it's exactly like the 2004 Chris Pine Jack Ryan film.
Is this better a little bit with the Jack Ryan movie in terms of at least action?
Honestly, I never saw it.
Oh, never mind. Chad will let us know. What movie had better action, this movie or Jack Ryan New Recruit Bootloop Electric Boogaloo, whatever the fuck it was called?
Everyone's just like, that was a thing. Everyone's just gonna say that.
Wait a minute, what's that movie? That movie came out? What is that? I think they're still trying to figure out what Kali Ma is, but we're having fun here today. And Honam Sibai. We can just talk about Temple of Doom for the rest of the stream.
I will go on tangents because the side fact that, again, the original Without Remorse sounds exactly like Rambo the Last Blood, and then Rambo the Last Blood has this final scene in there. Fucking Indiana Jones singing.
Oh, shit. They took the stones from here. That's Dr. Jones. We're just gonna do Temple of Doom quotes for the rest of the movie. Oh shit. Dr. Jones. That's it. I'm stopping right now. Oh my god. Tears are coming out, Kyle. You got tears coming out, Kyle. It's your fault. All right. Now, back to something positive about the movie. I enjoyed the airplane crash sequence. And you know why I enjoyed it? Because it looked real. Like in terms of, they got hit. They're traveling to go on their mission, right?
Yes. And
the plane gets hit, which is another who hit the plane? What's going on, right? Which is another reason why John went after Ritter later, which I'll show a photo of that. Mm-hmm. But I enjoyed when, after the plane crashed, them trying to break out, the whole cast that was in there, the whole team, they're in there trying to break out and survive, and John Clark's like, we need the gear, man. We got nothing. We're nothing without the gear. We need the gear. Yeah. But you could see them inside the airplane set.
Yeah.
It's a real set, And you could see it sinking. You could see it turn.
Yeah.
With all of them in there, I was like, all right, movie, all right. Anytime, any practical effects or sets like that where it's real and looks real and it's just like the real cast are in there underwater and shit. I'm like, all right, I'll give that scene points. That was great. Now, after that, John Clark, holding his breath for 30 minutes. Yeah. I don't know if that happened in the book, maybe. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah. He got the gear.
And like those scenes, those underwater scenes, you would want, everyone should feel like they should hold their breath with the main character.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling that tension. And here, for me, like it was well done.
Yeah.
And then once it got to the parts where he was just like grabbing all the stuff, I was like, okay, I just don't want to hold my breath with you because I just know you're going to do it. that was mostly me. Just like, I know you're going to make it out. I know you're going to make it out. I still don't feel the tension. Like the plane's just not, the plane's dropping with the water. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Then the whole thing is filling up with water and he's running out of air supply. And I was like, okay, that's right. You're gonna get out of this. Yep, there it is. That's because like there is no build up or tension. Like everything checks it off.
He just
like,
succeeds at everything, kind of thing, right? Exactly. Yeah, I gotcha. That's probably what it is. But before that, though, the actual set of the plane, that was cool. That was actually I enjoy stuff like that. I really do. Oh my god, I'm still laughing over. Smoked monkey brains. Yeah. Oh my god.
Don't think you, Dr. Jones.
That's bad, bro. We going to talk about another movie during the movie review of another movie. It's all good. We're going to keep rocking and rolling for chat because they're watching. They're hanging out with us. All right. So this actual, probably the most powerful and well-acted scene was when he was fed up. They all get the gear, they survive, and then they come across Ritter's team. He sees Ritter giving some Russians some money. He thinks it's shady. He's like, what the fuck is going on? He pushes Ritter up against the wall, and he's literally about to blow his brains out. Yeah. This is one of the positives of the film. Yeah. Really good acting from John Clark and Ritter here. Their characters from the actors. This is really good acting here. This was a good scene.
Yes.
And we needed more of this, more tension, more oh shit. But good scene though. It was short. It was, but it was a good scene.
And it actually made me believe that Ritter might have been the villain. It made me believe that. That actually wanted me to do that. Like, because I kept thinking in my head, like, is Ritter from the story, the novels, and is he supposed to be like helping him out? But the fact that they actually did the bait and switch here in the film, thinking that Ritter is fucking them over, because they played that out throughout the whole film. I was like, he might be, he might not be. I don't know.
Yeah.
And when we get to this point, it was like, shit, is he gonna blow his brains out? Fuck, this is gonna be nuts. And then of course he says, no, we're working with these guys so we could find this. And also we thought you guys were gone. And I was like, okay.
I like the quick cut after that scene. All of a sudden, Jamie Bell's character teleported to the top of the stairs. He's all the way over. He's like, he turns around. Are you fucking crazy? Are you out of your mind? I was like, how the fuck did he get up there in like 1 second? He just had him at gunpoint right here. Yeah. He turns and all of a sudden he's up there. But it's fine. It's fine.
He probably took that heart.
Ate some monkey brains. Got the stones. You know how it is.
Exactly. Secretly, this film has some double doom undertones.
Oh man! So they get to Victor. Yes. It's funny. I'm actually drinking vodka today, and vodka.
I'm drinking vodka light water.
You're drinking water to my vodka.
Water, yes.
Vodka. And he meets Victor, and Victor's there chilling with, like you said, with no accent. And they sneaking into the building, and he's like, hey, you're a pawn, I'm a pawn, we be pawns. Pawns can't be taken out to kings.
Yes.
So, bibbity bobbity boop, we're the same, you and I. I'm about to blow myself up for the greater good.
And it was literally that. It's like, like I said, that
should have been a more emotional moment. Especially because that's the guy that killed his wife. Like, there should have been a little bit more dialogue or powerful
Exactly.
Something. I don't know.
And like I said, this type of ideal of patriotism and all that other stuff should have been in a different film. Like, should have been somewhere down the line, because yes, there's conspiracy and shit like that. That should have been just a small undertone of this film,
right?
Because it would have led to something bigger they would find out later on. And I'll get into that when we talk about what I would have done differently and everything else. Because
we'll get to that when we get to later in the film.
Yeah,
but yeah, let's rewind a little bit for the audience. So
we
go from this, okay, to you're a pawn, I'm a pawn.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. You know how it is. You know how it goes. You know,
and it's not even like him he doesn't question it. Like, Clark doesn't question it. Of course, he questions it while they're being shot at after Victor blows himself up,
and then the two sniper action sequence shows up, which was a really good scene.
Honestly, I was impressed by that scene. Like, as much as
was that the best scene? Was that the best action scene in the movie? I think so.
I would say that is, because he actually goes off and actually sacrifices himself to actually get the whole team out of there. But on top of that, like, how Greer was going, he and Greer trying to devise a plan to stop one sniper, and she holds off on her own. And I was like, good. She holds off on her own and doesn't need, as much as everyone says this, she didn't need anyone else helping her. She fucking killed the sniper herself. And
he jumped buildings to get over there toward her, and then she already killed the guy. He arrived. She's like, "Wait, what took you so long?" You know, he's like,
or
she said her gun jammed.
And I was like, that is true, because guns can jam. And I was like, good. But other than that, them being hunkered down and everything else, I was like, that happens in war. That happens in actual kind of shootouts. And the fact that they were going off, and I will state this is a slightly off topic. One dude looked so familiar, and I was like, what? Who is that dude? Then I looked it up. I was like, oh, right. It's Julius Caesar from Spartacus. Holy shit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to look at it again. All right.
Yeah.
Love that show. Very underrated show.
Really underrated show. And I was like, holy crap, Caesar's in this. And then he dies. I'm like, damn it. I was like, you're cool. And here's the thing. This is where it got really weird in that scene, actually. Yeah. That's where it got really weird. When they're all being...
When they're hanging from the ladders and the alligators at the bottom and shit? Yeah, I know.
No, not that part where, what was it? I can't... Was it before or after the sniper started shooting at them that they all started, to get to know each other?
Right. But what about the scene when they got in the mine cart and they were going down, trying to get away and escape? You just got what I was doing? Okay.
Just add more.
Remember when John Clark was like, water, you know? Oh, we have fun. We have fun.
All the Indiana Jones. This movie should have been Indiana Jones.
But they realized, that's the best scene in the film, when they have the two snipers. That was actually some actual tension there, because the way the action sequence was structured, that was really good. I really enjoyed that. And then the cops showed up, and the snipers took out the cops.
Yeah,
I was like, holy shit!
Framed them, and I was like, okay, that's smart.
And then they kind of realized, okay, this was a setup. Yeah, they want to kill. They want American soldiers' bodies to be found on Russian soil. This is what we're going to do. I'm technically a felon still, because after this mission, Guy Pearce said, I'm going right back to prison.
Yeah.
They don't give a shit about me. No one's going to care if I die. So let me go to the roof and cause a distraction so you and the men can escape.
Yeah.
Of course, she's all against this. But then, she lets him do it. And, we get a little bit more solid action, man. There's some solid action here and there. Now, the trailer made it look like there'd be a lot more action than the movie gave us.
Exactly.
And especially when he's, fighting dudes and coming up the staircase and fighting, he really only fought, one dude.
Yeah.
Hand-to-hand combat, and then he kind of shoots some other guys. But it's still filmed very well. Like
Yes.
it's still very well done.
And that's why I say like here they really relied on the small amount of action to sell it to the audience.
Yeah.
Whereas
a little bit more would have been fine.
A little bit more, like
a little bit more.
For example, remember how Sicario came out and they didn't show much, but that film was filled with so much tension because it kept you wanting to go forward with it.
It was like, more impactful when action did
moving
happen.
With everyone.
Yeah.
Finding out, where's this leading to? And the fact, again, this is written by Taylor Sheridan, the same guy that wrote Sicario, and I'm like thinking, where is that approach? And put it in this because we want to know where is it? That's where the tension was.
Dude, the end, without spoiling anything, the end finale in Wind River, which is not an action film, was more suspense and tension building.
Oh yeah,
and like holy shit, than anything in this movie.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm being honest. I was like, when it got to that end, I was like, because I wasn't expecting any of that.
Yeah,
because it was a murder mystery film. Exactly. I wasn't expecting that.
No.
So when that happened, I was like, dude, this is fucking nuts, man.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get that in this.
Exactly. And that's where it's like, is it because of the studio or anything else? And honestly, it might have been because, again, IP and just Paramount wants money and everything else.
Could be. It could be.
And trying to build a franchise. And I think that's where it hinges on, like, we're trying to build a whole franchise. We don't care how you do it, just build the whole franchise. Prime example, Mortal Kombat.
But this needs to stop. Mm-hmm. You can have ambitions for a franchise.
Yes.
But you got to make the first movie good, man.
Exactly.
Look, here's a good example. And believe it or not, I actually like some parts of Green Lantern. Despite how bad Green Lantern is, there's some positives in there.
Yes.
But Green Lantern is a good example. Like, at the end, you're going to reveal Sinestro. Really?
Yes.
Like, right at the end, you're going to... No, you failed.
Yes.
Concentrate on making a good movie first.
Exactly.
Do the best that you can first. Throw all your you know what I'm trying to say.
Throw as much of an actual story, an actual character building, character development,
action, choreography, excitement. Do it all first.
Exactly.
And then everybody that was a fucking great movie. I can't wait to watch the next one. Then you got the audience.
Exactly.
They need to stop assuming the audience is going to be,
exactly.
No. Don't assume that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, we'd have several Green Lantern movies sequels by now.
Yep.
But I did enjoy the sniper sequence. That was great. I did enjoy that. Him causing a distraction was good. I had fun with that.
And then actually sneaking out after I
like that. In disguise, he grabbed one of the soldiers. What was it? One of the
cops, and then got into an ambulance and then drove off. I was like, okay, good.
He in disguise. He grabbed one of their outfits.
And I was like, finally, we do one piece of espionage that he could do. Finally.
This movie's more Hitman than the Hitman movie we just reviewed. Right?
I was gonna say that too. I was like, somebody mentioned Hitman, and I was like, wait, wrong franchise, wrong game. But then again, I'm like, this is not supposed to. And it just hurt my brain to the point I'm just like, Kyle, just sit back and try and find some semblance of, can you enjoy this? I'm
fuck.
I don't know if I can.
Dude, you got me dying today, man. I'm like in tears here. So anyway, back to Temple of Doom.
Yes, right.
Fun movie. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he escapes. I enjoyed that scene. He meets up with his team.
Yes.
They go back to the motherland, and a great scene between him and Jamie Bell.
Yeah.
Where Bell's like, "Nah, man, you're not going back to prison, bro. I'm gonna give you all this for what you did. You saved us. Take this some money. You were, as far as I'm concerned, you're dead.
And
let everybody think you're dead."
And what's surprising about that is, they actually tried to mirror that scene from the actual novel, I believe, where a police officer is trying to investigate all the murders that he's done. And then next thing you know, John Clark actually sacrifices himself and kills himself off the boat. And then that's how he gets his new identity. And I was like, we're going to end it here? And then the movie kept going. I was like... and then when they're like doing the whole news reports of everything, I'm like, yeah, Russia leaks, and I'm just like, wow, you're really gonna do this movie? You're really gonna do the Russian leaks of U.S. stuff? Really?
Right.
I was like, and then
the Guy Pearce is like, well, who leaked it? And Jamie Bell's like, not us.
Yeah.
You know, one of that. But then it cuts to Guy Pearce in the restroom, and Michael G. Borden pulls a Batman and appears in there. And basically, you know, finds out Guy Pearce is full of shit, and he knows he's not telling the truth. So he puts him in a sleeper hold, chokes him out.
Yep.
Rear naked choke.
And then he whispers. He whispers in his ear, or he whispers while he's being choked, I am the Mandarin.
you got to do the... He had to do this when he said I am the Mandarin, right?
Yeah, I am the Mandarin.
Guy Pearce, Iron Man 3 is not your fault. It's all right. I just like Bloodshot. It's not your fault. It's not your fault, Guy. So and then he puts him in the car and crashes over the bridge. Yep. Basically, he's like, "Look, I'm gonna go kill your family unless you tell me what I need to know." And Guy Pearce is like freaking out, and he tells him what he needs to know. And it's just like you said, it's the whole patriotism for the greater good.
For the greater good.
The thing is like using World War II is not a good excuse. Like he's all like, "Look at what happened in World War II. We had an enemy to fight. We had a greater enemy, so everyone came together."
Yeah.
Right? Not like today. No one gives a shit about each other. That's true. That's true. But no one had nukes in World War II era.
No.
Like pre-Hiroshima bomb. Nobody had nukes. Everybody's got nukes.
Exactly.
You can't do this shit now. What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you trying to start a war? It's going to be 5 seconds.
And especially, like, how this movie just does not set up for anything. Like, even though we'll get to the post-credit scene, like, even though it's like, yeah, we're just doing this so we can do this. And I'm like, wow, you literally just blew your load on all this and not, like, set up what could be the next threat.
Right.
You really left it all right there. And then, honestly, I just wanted Guy Pearce to say, I am the Mandarin. I was like, you know what? I'm good.
So the 5 stars. So they're sinking underwater, and then while their water's filling up in the Jeep or the truck, and then he's like, I want you to say my wife's name. Say Pam. Right. And the water's coming up, and he's like, Pam! And it's coming up more and more. Yeah. He's like, Pam! And he gets up over here, and it's like, Pam! And then he gets up here, and he's like, I am the Mandarin! Right. And then he leaves him there to die, and Greer's there to rescue Jordan, and he escapes. And then we have that's the end of the movie. And then he ends up in that mid-credit scene with Jamie Bell. I almost said Bamie Gel. And I caught myself. And he's like, I'm here to create team, Sainbow Ricks. That's right. I'm here to, Rainbow Six team. Here we go. Yeah. So here's the thing. And that's our movie. Now here's the thing. Now before we go, oh no, you're laughing at something. Whatever it is. Jamie Balls. Jamie Balls. Here we go. Oh God. So anyway, you guys are making us laugh now, but we're all having fun here. So here's the thing. Before we give our rating and then go into how you would have made it better. All right. Do you think, not your own personal preference, but do you think the casuals, did this movie do enough? Was this movie good enough? Did it do enough so that the casuals will be interested in a franchise or said sequel?
Truthfully, as much as the casuals actually are getting smarter. Mm-hmm. And I hate using the term filthy casual because that's such a harsh term. But
yeah, I don't say filthy casual.
But the fact that the casual audience can see a movie like this without knowing about who John Clark is, about knowing who Tom Clancy is and everything else, they'll see this and they'll just go like, yeah, we we totally want to see this, but at the same time, like, it's literally a film for casuals that really have nothing but this type of action. Whereas
this is the only alternative. Then they would want to see something else.
Exactly.
But since we have movies like Extraction and other movies out there that are more exciting and more entertaining, then it's hard to see them root for. I mean, look at everybody who showed up in chat right now.
Yeah.
I mean, scrolling up the comments. I mean, everybody in chat. I mean, there was a few people that said they thought it was entertaining, but majority of it's like it was kind of average.
Yeah.
You know, so unless they come balls to the walls for that fucking sequel.
Yes.
And it's fucking amazing. Like, it's like action is on point, violence, excitement.
Exactly.
Let's get to know John a little bit more. Let's get to know the Rainbow Six team, dude.
Exactly.
Dude, you know, the sequel could be awesome if they do it right.
If they do it right, like how they're saying about the Mortal Kombat film. Fuck. But here's the other thing about Rainbow Six. Now they have to like really set up the fact if they're really going to do it, and they're going to try and adapt this, but modernize it in a way.
Right.
They have to introduce Ding Chavez, who is the original leader, team leader of it, and right now, like that's really. You got to throw in all these ideas because the original novel of Rainbow Six is literally them coming together, training together as a team, and then basically going after a company that is ready to like unleash a virus all over the world. Boy,
dude, this
sounds
sequel,
very real.
Dude, this sequel could be dope, man. And think about it. If the movie does it right, if they do it right, if the movie does it right, we'll get to know the team members.
Yeah.
And everybody will have their favorites. And then when one of those team members dies, maybe in the third film.
Yeah.
Woo, that could be an emotional thing. That's like, but they have to do it right though.
Exactly. And so here's how I would approach making a Rainbow Six film, because right now Rainbow Six is synonymous of being a video game, and with video gamers now more than ever, especially with Siege. And I even talked to one friend who says, yeah, if you made your Rainbow Six trilogy, and this is how I would approach the whole trilogy right now. So and I did have Michael B. Jordan in mind as one of the characters. And it wasn't supposed to be John Clark. It was supposed to be Miles Campbell, whose code name is Castle, as one of the operators in the Rainbow Six Siege game. But the whole story would be that it would not follow the novel. It'd be like, lack of a better term, Dojo Army, please don't hate me. It would set up everything before being Rainbow Six, but it would do it right in a sense of like, here's two main characters. You have Mike Chin, who's literally being like an LAPD SWAT officer who was part of Team A of the original Rainbow Six team. And then you have Miles Campbell, who's FBI, and they're stopping one thing on. They go respond to a hostage situation, which also has a bombing situation that the FBI has heard of. And of course, LAPD and FBI are not like working together on this. But then after they go into the one building, they find out it's homegrown terrorism also. So Miles Campbell's mother, who's Alice, she forces the two teams to work together. And of course, you have like their teammates, which is Eliza, who's Ash from the game. Same thing with Gabriel Novak and Craig Ferguson. Not the Craig Ferguson, or Craig Robinson. And then one other guy on the
Craig Ferguson.
Team. Yeah. Just not Craig Ferguson. But
yeah.
They're going through finding out who's doing this homegrown terrorism throughout all the things, while there's an university professor in Bartlett University, which is a reference in this game.
Okay.
A university professor named Irina, who's rallying all these students and talking about border policy. And basically what some of these students that are protesting and everything else, they're targeting certain politicians about the poor policy, and these protesters are actually the homegrown terrorism unit. So what that ends up, what they find out too, is Alice, Miles's mother, and a group of politicians are supposed to hold a seminar at the same university.
Okay.
And Irina sets up this whole thing to blow them up.
Oh, interesting.
And the team are sidetracked by one of the rally teams, and then they rush back to the university, but it's too late. Miles's mother gets blown up.
Oh,
they go after Irina, and they get close to the border, and there's where I say this is where all the tension and suspense actually lead up to this.
Okay.
And right when, because you have now Miles, so if you think Michael B. Jordan being emotionally invested and wanting that revenge, now he's fucking bloodshot, and he's about to kill this fucking woman who just killed his mother, too.
Right.
But
when do they go searching for the stones?
number three. Don't worry, number three.
Right.
So what happens is Mike actually, right when Miles is about to shoot Irina, Mike actually stops him, and this shows them that they are working as a team. That he stops them and say, let's hand her in, so that way we could find out everything else that we need to find out, what all this is leading to.
Yeah.
And then you get that small victory, but that's not how it ends. There is no post-credit scene. This is how it ends. Miles's mother, Alice, was actually saying that she's starting a team back up again. And she actually calls Ding Chavez. So Ding Chavez is actually the new director of Rainbow Six, and he recruits Miles and Mike and all their team to be part of Rainbow Six.
You know, the more you talk about this, the more it's kind of sounding like a series would have been better than a movie franchise.
Exactly. And that's why, like, these, as much as everyone played the video games, no one wants to do the missions as much, but when you put a story into it, that's where you really have to integrate the story as much as possible. Whereas, like, the first one would have actually, like, my first Rainbow Six film would have just been that solid. You wouldn't expect it to actually go be a franchise right after it, but at the same time, it starts off, you get to know who these two characters are, what their goal is. They're trying to work together, but at the same time, they can't find out who can be a team leader at the same time. But you know they could work together in a sense. And then once they get to the end, they find out that their two ethical and logistical senses are switched at the end, because one is like hot-headed while the other one is more level-headed. But then they switch at the end when that one event happens. So when you get to the second one, that's almost like a prime adaptation of the novel and Lockdown, where now it's like you have an actual villain being introduced. The team has already worked for a year together, so you've already gotten the movie that sets up all of them together, and then this is a film that you get to see them work together as one, care about each other. You get to care about them, but now they're facing a threat that is going to have a biological weapon that is going to affect the whole world. And what happens near the end is, of course, there's going to be near the end is basically a decision has to be made of one of the two main characters, which is Miles and Mike, who's going to be the main leader of Team Rainbow now.
Yeah.
And while that's happening, they're trying to find the main terrorist. They're trying to find the bombs. And since the team is split up into two, both Mike and Miles are on Team B, while Ash is on, and the other team are on Team A. And Team A is like getting the bombs together, but they find out it's a dead man's trigger somehow and basically die. And Mike is actually married to one of the other, married to Ash in the story. Yeah.
But when does John Clark show up and rip the heart out? Like, that's, you know,
that wouldn't be until like my third film, because that would be the whole ultimate fan service film. This is like one that I really had to make sure, like, I wanted it to be a good story and everything else. Yeah. And again, like, Mike actually like shoots the main villain. They're supposed to bring him in, but and this is where it's like a difference between, like, you see it through the film that their partnership goes through something in the first one where Mike calms Miles. This time, Mike loses his shit after his wife dies and then shoots the main villain in the end, and then Miles covers for him, saying, "Yeah, the main villain, but he almost got away, so we had to put him down." And then they get back. And Ding says, "Yeah, so Mike, you're supposed to be the new leader." And Mike says, "I don't accept. I did everything through emotional, like."
Here we go.
Yeah. Exactly.
Don't forget to make him a family man.
Exactly, right? You gotta have like everyone,
and make sure John has a bracelet.
Yeah,
make sure John has a bracelet that his wife gives him, so when she dies, the bracelet will give him his powers.
Exactly. Don't forget to put that in there. Give him plot armor, and what happens is he tells like Ding he doesn't want to be the leader because he made a decision via emotional response, which you're not supposed to do. So he steps down from being Rainbow. He tells that Miles should be the leader since he's more level-headed now and actually gone through that kind of arc throughout the two films. And then near the end, now there's a post-credit scene where in the film we establish that there's a Splinter Cell and Ghost Recon. Right. So what this would lead to is a side story. So I call this like the Avengers kind of films, but in a realistic sense, because each film leads up to a certain way. Right. So whereas Ghost Recon, the Karen Bowman, who is the CIA handler of the ghost, she actually tells them, "Do you want to go after the people that funded all this?" Yeah. So basically, the Ghost Recon film would be the Ghost Recon Wildlands kind of an adaptation, and then they go after the Santa Blanca cartel in Bolivia. But of course, Mike doesn't assume the position right away of being leader. So something happens with the leader in that film, and then he becomes the leader of Ghost because you're looking at the two differences of the teams. So you see that Rainbow is doing it by the book of NATO and everything else, peacekeeping in a sense too, in a certain way, while Ghosts do it in a different way where it's dirty and everything else. Yeah. Okay. And then where the third one happens, or I should say, what happens at the end of the end credits of Ghost Recon is they take in what's it called? Oh yeah, Sexy Sumo. Oh, just you wait, dude. Oh, just you wait. I think some fan people are gonna squee at this when I get to this. So what happens is you have what's it called? Ghost Recon ends with the Santa Blanca cartel leader, what's it called? El Sueño in his high rise in New York, and Karen and Mike are visiting him to get more information, and then someone comes into the high rise and shoots him and says, "Hi, Mike," and that's a hard cut to the end. So what we find out next is this would be an adaptation. The third and final Rainbow Six film would be an adaptation of the canceled game Rainbow Six Patriots, which is basically a group of discharged soldiers, disavowed soldiers, and just soldiers that were not fit. Not even just soldiers, just people that were ready to go against their own government, which is kind of realistic in a sense of what just transpired in the past few months. And it would be led by a former Rainbow team member named Gabriel Novak, who, if people have played the games, that was our villain in Rainbow Six Vegas 2. So he's leading his own faction known as the True Patriots.
Is that why the game was canceled? It was maybe too controversial?
Too controversial and maybe as realistic as possible. And this is where like both Rainbow and Ghost are teaming together. And then you even got Ding Chavez coming back with his old team you have LaSalle, Weber, and Price. And then we would also get, because there would be an election going on for a certain president that's going to be elect, who's promising the world to be a better place, which is Jack Ryan, which should be Harrison Ford.
Ah.
And even get John Clark in on it because they would be working together on it. So that'd be my type of Rainbow Six film.
Wow. Well, it's not too late. You know, just because they have a movie franchise doesn't mean they can't have a TV show franchise too, right?
Yeah.
Fuck it. So spread the word, Kyle. Get your name out there. Say, I will write the damn show. God damn it. Let me fix these problems.
Yeah, make it better. Just like.
All right, David, we're getting ready to wrap it up here because he's asking, is this mediocre? Is it worth watching? What do I do? What do I do? Time to rate the movie. So we talked about the negatives, and believe it or not, there is some positives to the film. Yes. There exists some positives. The tactical action sequences, even though there's not a lot of it, was very well done. I did enjoy that. And, Michael G. Borden did a great job in the film. It's just lacking in certain areas. For me, I needed more action. For Kyle, it needed better character development, more tension building, because you don't really care. you don't really care that much. I mean, you care if you like Michael B. Jordan.
Yes.
So you're like, I want Michael B. Jordan to win. That was fucked up what happened to him. That's it, really, though. Because you don't really get, the movie doesn't spend time with him to get to know him.
No.
And it's literally revenge, here we go, and the movie's over. That's really the only major, my pet peeve, and I'm sure Kyle's pet peeve too, is as soon as the movie starts to get a little exciting, it ends.
Yeah.
Like because literally we're going on our mission, and as soon as that one mission, as soon as that one mission's over, the movie's over.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of gives you a little bit of blue balls. But, you do get some strokes along. You get some strokes along the way.
Flaccid. It left me so flaccid on this whole thing. I'm just like, damn. It made me want to go watch Rambo Last Blood again just to have the fucking college.
No, fuck that. We watching Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom right after this stream's over. We gonna watch Oh Numsy Bar, Oh Numsy Bar, Oh Numsy Bar. They should make that. Someone should do a techno song of of that. Oh Numsy Bar, Oh Numsy Bar, Oh Numsy Bar. Kalima. Kalima.
I am the Mandarin at the end.
Yeah, throw that in there too. Fuck it. Oh, God. Could we have Steven Seagal come back as Casey Ryback? Sure. Fuck it. I'd rather have that than Casey fucking Ryback. I'd rather have that than some of the Seagal movies he's making now. I'm surprised we haven't had Under Siege 10 at this point. I'm stunned. But yeah, we're going to get ready to rate the movie right now. It's entertaining. It's an entertaining action thriller. It's harmless. It's not horrible. You're not going to throw your remote at the TV. But if you're looking for action, you can do better. Watch Extraction. If you're looking for a better story and better character development and all that, then watch the first 3 Jack Ryan movies.
Yes.
Watch those instead.
Or even watch the series. Watch
the series that a lot of people are raving about and they want me to watch. Watch that. But it's a good time waster. It's a good time waster. Like, you know what? I feel like an action thriller. I'm bored. I ain't got nothing to do. I feel like an action thriller. Let me sit down, grab some popcorn, some drink. Yeah. And by the end of it, this is probably how you're going to react. You're going to react like I did. I'm like, well, that was all right. That was all right. Yeah.
Honestly, I would give it put it on a rainy day in the background, just like how Mortal Kombat is going to do for me. It's like, oh yeah,
Mortal Kombat is perfect, Kyle. 5 stars. You don't know what you're talking about. It's the director's first time doing an action movie. What did you expect?
I will go on record that you did give it like under average.
David says Michael G. Borden deserves better. Michael B. Jordan's doing just fine.
Yeah.
He's going to be directing the next Creed movies. He's a billionaire. He's fine. He's doing all right.
Yeah.
But hopefully they, if they do another one, hopefully, you never know, they may ditch. They may not get the response they're looking for, and they may just ditch the sequel.
Yeah.
Unless there's something in the contract that we don't know about where Michael signed up for like 3 movies. I mean, we don't know.
Yeah.
But if they do another one, go all out, man. Fuck it. At this point, you got nothing to lose. Go all out. More action, more suspense. Let's get to know John a little bit more. Let's get to know his team. Let's see him put the team together. Let's do this.
Basically, make sure this first half gets done right.
Right.
Well, not first half, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. So fingers crossed for the sequel. But this one's not. It's not a bad movie. You can watch it and be entertained. It's fine. So let's go ahead and rate it. So don't forget on the channel here, 3 is average, and we rate it out of 5. Kyle, without remorse,
I'm giving it a 3.2 for now.
All right.
3.2. Needs more I'm the Mandarin.
Yes, more I Am the Mandarin. That would have been great, and it would have been a 5-star movie. All right, that's not bad. That's above average. That's a little bit above average. Yeah. That's not bad. 3.2 out of 5. I'm giving it 5 stars, son. That's right. No, I'm just kidding. I had you there for a second. I am the Mandarin. That's your response. I am the Mandarin. I am the Mandarin. Yeah, it's above average movie. I'll give it a 3.5. 3.5.
Yeah,
that's not bad. Part of me when I first got done watching it, I was like thinking maybe 3.7. But discussing it here with you, I was like, yeah, it's got problems. Especially when remember I said it checks all the boxes for it to be a great action thriller, but it was lacking. I was like, I got to ask Kyle, what is lacking from making this great? Now, people can watch this and enjoy it and have fun, but what's keeping it from being great?
Great.
Right?
And memorable.
And memorable. Yeah.
Because...
And we already discussed that. So
and
we figured it out.
Yeah.
But if you guys loved it, that's awesome. As long as you guys getting entertained at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yes.
But this was fun, brother. We got to do this.
No, thank you so much.
Don't forget next week, there's going to be a lot of things going on, a lot of guests. Monday, me and Viking Samurai, he's coming back to the channel. We're going to review. Don't say anything, Kyle. Don't say anything yet.
I know nothing.
We're going to review, is it really that bad? Jean-Claude Van Damme's Desert Heat. Yes, we're going to...
I have that somewhere in the back here.
Oh, I thought you were getting up and leaving the stream.
No.
Fuck this, I'm out.
I have that DVD somewhere in the back here.
Okay. I've seen it once. I haven't seen it in years. I have probably seen it when it came out, and I don't remember anything about it. But we're going to revisit it tomorrow. We may hate it. We may say, fuck this movie. Or we'll be like, it's all right.
It has Danny Trejo in it.
It has Danny Trejo in it. So is it really that bad? Desert Heat, tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then you'll see what's scheduled for the rest of the week as the week goes on. But Thursday, we can plug the next Versus episode. You were down for that, right?
Yeah.
I know you're down for that one.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Wing Chun Master versus Wing Chun Master. With a guest of a real Wing Chun Master on the show. Alex Richter and Rick Myers will be coming back. We don't know if we're going to get Frank Jang. We'll see if he's down or not. But we're going to do classic Wing Chun versus new school Wing Chun. The Prodigal Son versus the first Ip Man movie. That's going to be the next Versus episode this Thursday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's a tough one for me, but I already know what I'm going with. And we'll talk later. Can't reveal it now. Got to have some suspense building, which was what was missing, and without remorse. All right.
No blue balls.
No blue balls. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you badasses tomorrow. Take care, guys. All right. Om Nam Shivaya. Om Nam Shivaya. Om Nam Shivaya. Om Nam Shivaya.